the Daily 3. That's 3 questions, 3 minutes. Take it away, Sam.
Well, Ron, you addressed it a bit in the open, but I'm curious about your thoughts on Kwesi's strategy for tonight. I'd like you to give me, let's say the Vikings stick with their 3 picks. What positions would you like to see them fill with those 3 picks?
Well, with the 3 picks coming up tonight, I say corner, I say edge or defensive line. And then honestly, this is the thing. You can go another corner. If there's a receiver there, because we know KJ Osborne good, we know we know Justin Jefferson's good, we know Adam Thielen's good. Amir Smith-Marset, I think, is a fine fill-in. I think he's going to grow into whatever they decide to do with him. With his speed, I could see him being used like a Van Jefferson for the Rams. Van Jefferson was a take-the-top-off guy, deep post-type guy. You run a deep over with Justin Jefferson. You have a absolute bomb deep post with Amir Smith-Marset. He has top-end speed. But if there are some other guys still out there, you think of Christian Watson out of NDSU. If he's not gone at 6'4", he has speed. There's some other speed guys that the Vikings could possibly take. But I'm going to say cornerback, defensive line. Now, interior guard, that's one for me. Linebacker, you still have Nakobe Dean out of Georgia, the linebacker. He was the 17th rated player in this draft. And we know the draft is one of those things that Malik Willis was a first round, not say lock, but everybody assumed he was going to be in the first round. Of course, Vegas did because everybody put the 2.5 quarterback deal. So that allowed nobody to have a push unless somebody cut a quarterback in half and drafted him. There was going to be no push. But you got Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett were kind of the two. And then, like I said, Matt Corral was the other one. Sam Howell was another one. But I said this on the show yesterday. I thought it was going to be under 2. After I talked myself into it. I'm like, when I started going through the numbers of who's going to draft who, I didn't really see somebody that's going to take Malik Willis early. I thought, and definitely not Matt Corral. I think that's what it finished on, where I was like, yeah, Malik Willis and I think Kenny Pickett were my 2. But I said Kenny Pickett would go to the Steelers. I was spot on with that. When you think about corner, though, for the Vikings, Andrew Booth Jr. is there. Kobe Bryant, who was a Jim Thorpe Award winner, the best cornerback in football, who played alongside of Sauce Gardner. That's the key. Sauce Gardner wasn't getting tested. Kobe Bryant was, because after Sauce got a couple pick sixes and people realized he's the truth, then they start going at Kobe Bryant. And he still was the Jim Thorpe Award winner. So when you look at Kobe Bryant, I think he's serviceable. Gabe Henderson's brother is a coach, or best friend is a coach at Cincinnati. He said, man, that Kobe Bryant kid is legit. He said, Sauce is Sauce. Sauce is a generational corner. He's a lockdown corner, long, tall, fast. A lot of guys at that height, 6'3", 6'4", they're tight. You know, Mel Blount, my godfather, Steelers, Hall of Famer, was 6'4". Not is. I have a picture with him recently, and I need to post it, but Mel is taller than me. I'm 6'3", and Mel is taller than me, and he plays corner. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine going up against him. He told me he beat my ass every time, and I kind of believe it. Like his arm, his hand, his strength. I mean, I was a strong guy, but Mel was long. You look at Sauce Gardner, he has the ability to be that. But then he said Kobe Bryant is good, though. He said, man, like Sauce is generational, but Kobe Bryant's going to come in and play for somebody. And so if the Vikings can get him late in the 3rd or even the 4th, he's another piece that's better than some of these corners last year. When you name some of the names for the Vikings, people are like, who's going to play corner today? Or who's going in because so-and-so's hurt? Kobe Bryant's not going to be that who guy. He's going to come in. One, the name is cool, but he's going to come in and play. And so if the Vikings can get 2 corners in Booth and Kobe Bryant, and then still get Josh Pascal, the Swiss Army knife D tackle edge out of Kentucky, man, that, like, you stop people, you don't have to score that many points. I get it. The Rams were in shootouts for some of their games, but they also had a ridiculous defensive line. They had a ridiculous rush when they added Von Miller and they had Aaron Donald. You look at that, Jalen Ramsey. You know, they got the beard, Weddle. Eric Weddle came in for him to help him out. You add those pieces, the Vikings are the #1 team in the NFC North. The Packers still haven't addressed receiver. Rumors are they're trying to go get George Pickett. Who knows what's going to happen? But that's my thought on that one.
Yeah, you know, I would have endorsed the Vikings taking receiver last night or tonight for that matter. But there was a comment made by O'Connell in the press conference. I asked him, I said, is there a stir that gets caused when big name receivers get traded on draft night? And he said, the teams that are trying to pick up receivers, they probably aren't as secure as we are in our receiving core, which made me think that they're not adding any big name talents to that group. I think they're probably going to stay away. But if they do your strategy and go corner, edge, they would have some much needed defensive depth that they've been lacking.
And then people will be happy again. Everybody's going to love them again.
Yeah. No. You touched on this as well, but only one quarterback taken in the first round. And I thought it was particularly curious that the Saints, Lions, and Eagles all traded up, but did not take a quarterback. It just surprises me, Ron, when teams that need quarterbacks are able to pass up the opportunity in the first round. Did that surprise you at all?
No, it didn't. I mean, honestly, these quarterbacks don't jump out. Like we said, nothing like Kirk Cousins is good, but Kirk Cousins wasn't a high value quarterback coming out of college. And now and again, this is after he's grown, been better. Like Tom Brady, if you fast forward, people are like, yeah, Tom Brady's a first round pick in any draft because you know what you can get out of him now. And the Michigan Wolverines completely screwed him with Drew Henson. I was playing at that time. Drew Henson came in. He was my class, 98, and they started splitting time with Tom Brady. And so, of course, then people question, is Tom Brady really good? He's a starting quarterback at Michigan. If that doesn't happen with Drew Henson, Tom Brady probably goes in the second, third round. But because of that, he drops to the 6th because people are like, this dude didn't even play every game. He wasn't the starter for every game. Is this Drew Henson kid really better than him? Like, what does Lloyd Carr see? And so when you think about the draft of quarterbacks this year, it was a similar sentiment. Nobody really stepped up and jumped out where you're like, is this guy better than Jared Goff? And I think that's where the Lions are at. Is he better than Jared Goff? Maybe Kenny Pickett, but who knows? Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl. I think we keep forgetting that. Yes, the Rams won one with Matthew Stafford, but they got there with Jared Goff. They didn't have OBJ. They didn't have Von Miller. So maybe those pieces help them get a little bit better. Matthew Stafford's definitely a killer. He's a beast. But Jared Goff got to a Super Bowl. He won a lot of games. He destroyed the Vikings. So when I'm looking at that, if I'm watching film and I'm Coach Campbell, I'm like, man, like if we can just stop some people, maybe our quarterback can do what he did with the Rams and actually get us somewhere and win some games. He beat the Vikings this year. Jared Goff did. Dumb plays by the corners at the end of the game, but he beat the Vikings. So for the Lions, they're like, if we don't find anybody better than that guy, why rock the boat? Why try to get a rookie in here that might be another, Joey Harrington type situation or David Carr type situation where they're just okay? We know Jared Goff can get us to a Super Bowl. We know Jared Goff, if I can help him out more like Sean McVay did, we can stop some of these turnovers. And I think that's where the Lions were. With the Saints, I really don't know what they're thinking. We do know there's still some trade opportunities out there. We do know that the 49ers have a conundrum that maybe they might package Debo with Garoppolo and try to find a suitor for both. The Saints maybe could be that place. Who knows? They got Chris Olave, I think is who they took.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris Olave. Yep. We don't know if Michael Thomas is ever going to come back. Who knows what Michael Thomas is going to do? So maybe Michael Thomas wants out, and we just don't know it because he's not as vocal about that stuff. Maybe Michael Thomas wants to be a 49er, and Debo wants to come be a Saint with Garoppolo, and now Trey Lance is the quarterback of the 49ers. The 49ers wanted Kirk Cousins. That didn't happen. But yeah, no, I'm not surprised there when you look at the Saints. And then the Eagles are just I think Jalen Hurts, they're going to give him 1 or 2 more years. I think their goal. They went and got another receiver. He's FaceTiming. Jalen Hurts FaceTiming with A.J. Brown right away. Bro, we about to be lit. We about to do this. Blah, 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 blah. It's all for show. Great. You guys are already FaceTiming. You're already trying to show you're together. It's only going to take a little bit. There's only so many footballs that go around. Pay a guy $57 million guaranteed. He's got to get the ball. So, no, I was not surprised by those teams passing up the quarterback because there's nobody out there that we were like, okay, clear-cut favorite.
Let me turn that into my third question about the Lions specifically, because they had a good first round. They get Aiden Hutchinson, number 2. They get Jamison Williams, number 12. Are the Lions a scary team yet in the NFC North, or are they still a year away?
Still a year away. Jamison Williams is not going to play right away. He looked great though, walking to the stage. That was a huge, because I was worried he's gonna be limping, because at first it looked like he was limping, but that's that limp after I've been sitting down in the chair for too long. I got that same limp. You sit down in the chair too long, you get up, knees are tight. I mean, that's just the football receiver thing. You're putting a lot of pressure on those knees and feet. So he had that limp early, but then once he started walking to the stage, and I'm pretty sure his agent and his PR people said, make sure you walk normal, dude. Like, You don't, because when you walk bad, you create bad habits. So, and I mean, your body starts to try to react to you limping a little bit. He looked fine walking. So that was good. They show highlights of him already, like working out, whatever, 2 or 3, 4 months after surgery. So he's out there working on no more than that. Let's see, March, April. So yeah, so about 5 months, 4 to 5 months after surgery, he's out there working out and doing stuff. And, because I think what national championship was January. So yeah, so March, April, yeah. So February, March, April, 3, 4 months. He's out there working out, jumping around. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be ready to go week 1. He might not even play this year, depending on that knee. He might have to redshirt per se. And the Lions are looking at a long-term plan for this kid, not rushing him out there. So no, I don't think Aiden Hutchinson, yeah, definitely a scary man. He's a high motor guy, fast, strong, powerful, reminds you of Jared Allen a little bit. Just can get to the quarterback a number of ways, faced a ton of double teams and still was able to split them. So, not a dumb guy. Like, he's not just going to let 2 guys eat him up. He's trying to get skinny and get through there. So yeah, he scares you a little bit. But the thing with that is, like, is he going to come out and be Khalil Mack early on? I don't think so right away. Khalil Mack was just a different animal. But when you look at Aiden Hutchinson and what he possibly can help, it's going to be the mentality. He wants to, like, that bite your kneecap mentality. He's going to bring that to the Lions defense. He's a hometown kid. Another kid is going to sell jerseys. He's a hometown kid. He's a Michigan kid. He's a guy that family, friends, Michigan grads, Michigan students are going to wear Aiden Hutchinson jerseys now to Michigan games this year. Like, it's an easy marketing thing. It was an easy layup because we thought he'd go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville did not take him. So the Lions would have been dumb not to take him because he's sitting there. So no, I'm not scared of them.